telling how I got into comics every time somebody interviews me.
I know.
Because it's not a simple story. I mean, there's lots of different steps.
I know. The thing is, a lot of people just need to know this information, and I hate to be a bother about that.
I'm kidding. It's not really.
Oh no, I'm not. Let me tell you something.
It's slightly irritating. That's all.
Yeah, does it happen to you like as time goes by, you start like messing, like destroying the story, elongating the story here, not meshing the certain parts?
Well, yeah, it kind of happens naturally. It's not like I tried to do that, but
well,
yeah.
But we know
because it's a complex story, so I tend to jump the gun sometimes. I realize I've got something, so I have to jump back and talk about something else. Yeah. But I haven't really refined the story word for word or anything.
But we've gone over that hurdle. Now we're into Batman. Let's just jump ahead. How about this?
I was going to say one thing. When I got Batman, I'd only been working professionally in comics for 2 years, so I was still really green. And I remember having stage fright because I didn't think I'd be getting Batman that early. And I've said ever since that I wish I'd gotten Batman 5-10 years later, because I was much better 5 or 10 years later.
Let me just say,
my storytelling was good, but there are certain areas that I look back on it and it really bugs me. Like I wasn't that good with faces. I was good with Batman's face, but I wasn't that good with human faces like I am today.
I remember I have a very vivid memory of all those comic books. I remember saying, "Oh, that's pretty nice." It looked good, and the thing is, before you took it over, the other artists that were drawing Batman, without not counting Jim McCarran, who's amazing and so great, there were a lot. Just some of the art was kind of like stilted. It was kind of boring,
kind of formulaic.
Yeah, and what you did, I mean, it was kind of
like for Frank Miller too.
What?
Frank Miller too.
Well,
was not stilted. He was one of the better ones.
Oh yeah, well,
I was told.
It was Matthew Kelly who did
right. Matthew Kelly is another good example. I was told when I was first offered Batman, and I asked my agent, why did they offer me Batman? I'm practically a newcomer. And he said they were having difficulty finding people to do Batman in the wake of Frank Miller.
Year 2. Yeah, year 1.
Yeah. But me, I was thinking, it's Batman. Why would anybody turn down Batman?
Yeah, in Detective Comics, Alan Davis was doing a little stint there. And those were really good.
That's true.
There was really good times with Batman, but after that, it was not that good. And then when you came aboard, I'm like, oh great, I'm going to be reading a comic book with a Batman comic book that's really nice art. And for some reason, I don't know if this was true. For some reason, I thought, or it felt, that you and Grant were allowed to just do Batman.
That's largely true. For 2 main reasons. One is that Denny O'Neil was an ideal creator's editor. He was kind of a hands-off editor. He hired people that he knew could do the job, and then he basically let them do the job. And Alan will say the same thing. That's what he really liked. One of the main things he liked about Denny. The other thing was that what was the other thing I was going to say? I forget.
Well, I don't know. Usually, like right now, every time that you're doing some kind of long story within a comic book. Big saga comes along, universe-shaking saga, and they cut your storyline right in the middle, and you have to like accommodate the saga. But back then, I don't remember any ginormous saga. The only thing that was Nightfall.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. The other reason why we were doing such stuff that wasn't steeped in continuity, because Alan Grant, living in England and growing up in Scotland, wasn't really aware of whether or not the classic Rogues Gallery was available or what they were doing. So he wasn't getting regular comics. And so Denny O'Neil just let him create his own characters. And I didn't like that. Because I was a Batman fan. I wanted to draw the classic characters.
Yeah.
But looking back on it now, of course, it's much better that we created our own big bunch of characters because it carved out a greater niche for us in Batman mythos.
There's another thing that I'm also going to ask Grant right now that I talked to him. You guys created at least 10 new characters, 12 new characters.
I never counted them, but there's a lot of them. Yeah.
Only Ratcatcher.
A small handful of them have lasted. Like I was going to say Anarchy, but I guess he's lasted. He's kind of been changed.
Alive.
He's always been too anti-establishment for DC, really. That's what I think.
He just became Robin. And it's not just
right. He was supposed to become Robin.
Oh, no way.
Alan will tell you that. Yeah. That's what he was planning, kind of secretly. That he was going to become the new Robin. He didn't realize that Marv Wolfman and Jim Starlin were already crafting a new Robin.
With Tim Drake. Hey.
Right.
Oh, there we go. Now we got something that nobody knew. I didn't know, and I'm like,
oh, a lot of people know. Alan's been saying it for decades.
I never read anything when you said it. Oh my God, that's so cool.
Well, I didn't even know it either until years later. He told me, and I go, wow. Yeah. He still tells me things that I didn't know anything about.
Well,
That's pertinent information. I didn't know.
Cool. Yeah, but you created some characters like, well, you had Ratcatcher, remember?
Yeah.
You had the ventriloquist, you had Abattoir, you had Mr. Sass. He's lasted a long time. He was
I wasn't one of the creators of Abattoir. I don't remember who Abattoir was.
He was killing his whole family line.
Yeah, that must have been the Shadow of the Bat Baby.
Yeah, there was some shadow that you
That
had
was probably after I left. Yeah.
We have to go to a cut, and we'll come right back. Now I have to ask you, why would you be here? Such great characters, but you must have had your reasons.
I've got an answer.
Okay, let's cut.